Debate number 2 here on this edition is the war over the Citizenship Amendment Act. The Home Ministry issued the first set of certificates under the CAA yesterday. Contentious law was passed in 2019, but its rules were only notified in March this year. It has become a major issue, especially in certain states during these Lok Sabha elections, specifically West Bengal. The BJP has vowed to implement it after coming back to power in third term across the country. This despite the opposition, specifically the Congress, pledging that once they are in power, they will repeal this act. There will be no CAA. The BJP has even added CAA to their manifesto, and so has the Congress, to repeal the CAA. The left too has given them that voice. The Citizenship Amendment Act is meant to grant citizenship to undocumented migrants from specific countries around India: Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan. The Prime Minister today, during one of his election rallies, during his campaign rallies, went on to say that nobody can take this law away from this country anymore. This is a promise we made. This is a promise we delivered. Listen to the Prime Minister.
मोदी की गारंटी का मतलब क्या होता है, इसका ताजा उदाहरण सीएए कानून है। सीएए कानून है और आपने देखा होगा कल ही सीएए कानून के तहत शरणार्थियों को भारत की नागरिकता देने का काम शुरू हो गया। कांग्रेस और इंडी गठबंधन वालों ने इनके साथ क्या किया? इन्होंने सीएए के नाम पर ऐसा झूठ का पहाड़ खड़ा कर दिया, ऐसा झूठ चलाया। सपा कांग्रेस जैसे दलों ने यूपी सहित पूरे देश को दंगों की आग में झोंकने का भरपूर प्रयास किया। आज तक ये इंडी गठबंधन वाले कहते हैं कि मोदी ये जो सीएए लाया है ना, जिस दिन मोदी जाएगा ये सीएए भी जाएगा। भाइयों बहनों, क्या इस देश में
Political analysts joining me on this broadcast, Deshita Nigam and Kamru Chaudhary. Thank you so much for joining us here on this debate. Kamru Chaudhary, let me begin by asking you. Today, the Prime Minister says there is nobody in this country that can take this law away. It's a promise the BJP made. It's a promise the BJP has delivered to give justice to those persecuted. The Congress, on the other hand, the left and several others within the opposition are confident that they are going to win this election, and once they are in power, they're going to repeal CAA.
Yeah, Poonam, first and foremost, we must understand what does the CA actually aim to achieve in India. Basically, two most important states in the eastern region, the West Bengal and Assam, seems to be affected by this. Now, my question to the government here comes in the fact that after you have notified the CA rules in March this year, how many people from these two states have applied for the CAA right now? Zero. Assam Chief Minister has categorically stated out of the 20 lakh people who find themselves as doubtful citizens of India under the NRC exercise carried out there, only one person has applied so far. And you know what a harakiri of the entire system this Bharatiya Janata Party people have done. First and foremost, as you open the website to apply for the CAA, you need to declare that you are a refugee from Pakistan, Afghanistan or Bangladesh. Now, what does that say? That all those benefits that you are availing as of now, as an illegal resident of India, you have to forego that. It does not make sense. You know, where the entire episode was spooked up the most of the countrymen in here was basically the Home Minister's statement. When he tried to explain to the country the chronology of the CAA, the pehla NRC hoga, fir CAA hoga, and what happened in Assam is a glaring example. How genuine citizens have been left out of the citizenship National Register of Citizens in Assam. But ultimately 20 lakh people could not find a place in the NRC list. Ultimately, all those 20 lakh people of Assam, and it seems the Mathua community of West Bengal or the Rajbangshi community of West Bengal have not even tried to apply for the CAA. So it makes one wonder. What does the Bharatiya Janata Party wants to achieve out this other than dog whistling a particular section of the community by bringing such a communally blatant law which seeks to discriminate on the basis of the religion. So our point is very clear. We will amend the CAA, no doubt, and we will give citizenship to those people who have come to India. Even though
So
India is not
citizens persecuted, irrespective of religion, must be given citizenship, which the CAA does not. Deshadar Nigam. This is all but a dog whistle, which is why the opposition is confident that this is a law that cannot stay.
I think the dog whistling was done by the opposition, saying that the Muslims will lose their citizenship. Here, the 14 people who were persecuted on the basis of their minority religion in Islamic countries by Muslims, they have been given. Please understand, the objective of CAA is to give citizenship to people who have been religiously persecuted. You can't be giving it to Muslims. When the Pakistan was created, Afghanistan was created, Bangladesh was created. Subsequently, these states became Islamic states. You can't be saying Muslims, if they are committing atrocities against their brothers and sisters out there, then it is the law and order issue. It is not on the basis of the Islamic religion that they are doing. They are doing it because that is the inherent divisions within them. This particular CAA is for the Parsis, Jains, Sikhs, Hindus, Christians, and Buddhists, and so on. So therefore, we have to be very clear as to the objective. That objective is actually hidden by everybody. Nobody tells it is according to religious persecution. Why should Muslims be given in a country which is an Islamic country, where they have been, their constitution or otherwise is an Islamic constitution where it protects their rights? It does not protect the rights of minorities. Minorities are raped. Their girls are, taken away forcibly, married to, such old people like 10-year-old girls being married to 60 years, and they are raping them. That is not being seen by the opposition. They cannot, hear the cries and shrieks of those little girls. This is what is all about. And 1949 Liaquat Pact was very clear that respective minorities will be taken care by their own respective countries. Pakistan failed, did not keep it. 1971 Pact of Mujib Indira Pact also promised that. They also failed. Every day there is an attack. So India is a natural home for Hindus. There are 57 Islamic countries. Are they taking any Palestinians from there? They had a meeting just now, yesterday. They all refuse to take Palestinians. They want to go to Europe. A corridor is being created through Turkey so that they go to Europe and create, the problems that the Europe are seeing. That is the whole issue. You don't want to change. You want that country to change. The country which is giving you an asylum is someone you have to be very, proud of, that they are taking care of you. You should be ehsan mand hona chahiye, ehsan faramosh nahi hona chahiye.
Sure, but Deshadar Nigam, the question that the opposition was asking and what Kamru Chaudhary is also asking is that ever since it's been notified, the notification in itself took several years. Once it's been notified, in the last 2 months, there have been very few to zero applicants for this particular citizenship. Why is that then?
Let me tell you, the entire machinery of India, including all political parties and state governments and central governments, are busy in elections. The only 14 that have applied, 14 have been given permission. There are many who could have applied also. Therefore, after the election process over, when the new government comes, you will see this process will certainly be speeded up. And there are people in the line and they are applying. Therefore, in due course of time, you will see large numbers of people who are here and who satisfy all the criteria given in the rules of CAA will be admitted in this country.
Sure. So, Kamru Chaudhary, it's just been 2 months. Yes, it's just been 2 months since the rules have been notified. What's the hurry? Give it some time and you'll see whether it's actually working or not.
Poonam, I believe you have got all those documents that you need for a Indian to be. A passport, most of the people don't have, but still then, Poonam, I believe you have got a passport, an Aadhaar, a PAN, a driving license or a ration card you have got. All those people who have applied or who are deemed to be doubtful citizens of India, like around 20 lakh people in Assam or around more than 1 crore Mathua and Rajbangshi people in Assam, in West Bengal, all of them enjoy the same facilities that Poonam and me are enjoying, or for that matter, Mr. Desh Nigam is also enjoying. So it hardly makes any sense. We are ethnically one tribe out here, whether it be Indian, Pakistani or Bangladeshis out here. You seek to create a distinction on the basis of the religion. That's the point number one that we are objecting to. The second point is that when Indira Gandhi could provide citizenship to the Uganda Hindu refugees at that time, then why not now? You have listed around 3,000 something odd refugees who have come to India illegally from Pakistan. That's another issue. Second issue that is there now, Bangladesh is saying that we have got 8 crore Bengali speaking Hindus in Bangladesh. You better go to India because India has made a rule to guarantee citizenship. Now, will I be able to accommodate this 8 crore Bangladeshi Hindus into India? Am I not creating a genocidal atmosphere in their own country? We all know these are all what you call radical countries like Bangladesh and Pakistan.
Sure.
So do you want to say that by bringing in this act and rule into operation, the people's life in Bangladesh or let's say in Pakistan or Afghanistan
But
are more endangered?
isn't that a little bit more alarmist than it actually is? Even when we had Arvind Kejriwal just a few weeks ago, come out and say that crores of people would be in Delhi and there would be no space for the city to accommodate them.
No,
That's not
the
what's
fear.
happening.
No, Poonam, that's the fear in Northeast India. I belong to the Northeast India and the xenophobia in the streets
Sure.
is too much to be palpable.
Sure.
Even though Hemanta Biswa Sharma might have been able to ward off this xenophobia for the Hindutva agenda, but still then this problem is a genuine out there.
Sure.
Demographics have changed in Assam.
So who
in
really
West
is
Bengal.
the culprit as far as this problem goes? That's really the question we should ask here. But unfortunately, I'm completely out of time. I have to thank you both gentlemen for joining us here on this broadcast and